Hi guys, Josh Lloyd here, just starting a new series of videos that I'm going to be running on the YouTube channel. It's not going to be in podcast form because they're going to be really, really short. We're looking at probably 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, depending on how many games are on, but just something really short, highlighting what things I think we need to be paying attention to for the next day's games. The NBA season is starting tomorrow. We've got 2 games on. So these are the sort of things that I think we need to be paying attention to for those 2 games tomorrow. Just a quick sort of thing to keep in the back of your mind when you're watching these games and when you're perusing box scores and when you're reading the box score comments over on Basketball Monster. These are the things I'm going to be really focusing in on and paying attention to. The first game is the Warriors-Nets. Of course, it's KD against his former team. That doesn't mean huge amounts for fantasy, but we'll touch on that in a second. What I really want to know is what's happening with the Nets centers. I fully expect DeAndre Jordan to start and Jarrett Allen to come off the bench, but will they play 48 minutes combined? I think no, and I think you'll get Jeff Green and Kevin Durant mixed in there at center. And how that minute split looks. Is it going to be Jordan with more minutes? Is Allen going to play more minutes despite coming off the bench? If Jarrett Allen comes in and plays 19 minutes, it's really, really tough to justify holding on to him. He'd want 24 minutes, I'd say, to be close to a top 100 player. And I just think at this point, the likelihood of that happening is pretty low. I'd like to see how it plays out. You'd probably like to see how it plays out for 1 or 2 games. But if what I'm expecting happens plays out, then yeah, he is unlikely to be a standard league guy. You also want to check what's going on with Karis LeVert. I think he's going to come off the bench, but does that mean he still plays 30 minutes in a bench role, or does he play 26 minutes, 27 minutes in more of that Spencer Dinwiddie type role? Does he still share the court with Kyrie Irving or Kevin Durant? Do they play Irving and Durant together and then give LeVert the run of that second unit, and that helps his usage and helps his assist numbers, or is he playing with Durant and playing with Irving still and pushed into a secondary role? Now, it's better than being in a tertiary role, being in a starting lineup, but I want to see how he looks, how much he has the ball in his hands. Conversely, I want to see what that does for Dinwiddie in the starting lineup as well, and how those rotations look. I also want to know what's going on with the Warriors centers on the other side of things. Will Blunty start James Wiseman? I believe he will. Who is the backup? Is it going to be Marquise Chris or Kevon Looney? Looney's obviously been there the longest. He's the best defender of that group. Steve Kerr trusts him the most. Will they run 3 centers? It's looking a little bit like Chris will be the backup center at this point behind Wiseman. And how much will Wiseman play? If they run a 3-man center rotation, does Wiseman get 20 minutes and then Chris gets 14 and Looney gets 14? That nerfs the value of all of those guys. I think at some point, Wiseman's going to push up to 27 minutes a night, 28 minutes a night, and that's going to make him a top 100 guy. So, unlike Jarrett Allen, if Wiseman comes in and plays 20 minutes in night 1, I'm not dropping him. With Draymond Green out, there is some extra opportunity, I guess, for Chris to play at power forward, so that might skew some of those minutes. I want to see how many minutes Chris plays alongside Looney or plays alongside Wiseman. And the other thing we've got to remember is there's no Draymond at center minutes because Draymond's not going to be playing. So even that could be a 4th center in the mix that really could confuse those things. I want to check on Andrew Wiggins' defense. His defensive numbers since he came across in the trade from the Timberwolves to the Warriors they've been higher. And that's a great thing for his fantasy value. We saw it in preseason as well. How much does all this translate across for Wiggins and his defensive numbers? Because he can keep 0.9 blocks, 1.4 steals. If he can get to those numbers, that really does easily push him into the top 100. I want to see how he also works with Kelly Oubre in that first unit. The talk is that he will be the second option, and then he'll also get a chance to run the second unit and be the primary offensive option there. So that looks like Oubre might take a little bit of a hit in that scenario. And of course, we all want to see how Kevin Durant looks. First real game back after Achilles surgery. He's looked great in the preseason. How much do they play him? How does he look? How is his finishing? What's his free throw attempt rate? Like, you can't make sweeping judgments on one game, but I just want to see how he looks in a pressure environment of a regular season NBA game. The second game is the Clippers and the Lakers. I want to know what Talen Horton-Tucker is doing. How much are they going to play Horton-Tucker? We know that he put up great numbers in the preseason, but LeBron was out, Davis was out, Matthews missed time, Schroeder missed time. We'll talk about him in a second. I want to see how much they play Horton-Tucker with a full rotation. Does he take Markieff Morris out of the rotation? Does he take Wes Matthews out of the rotation? Alex Caruso? It's not likely going to be Kyle Kuzma. So Horton-Tucker is a guy who was a pretty popular pick at the end of drafts, and I think there's a real chance that he might not even play in this game. So I want to see that. I want to see Dennis Schroeder as well. Will he play first? He's questionable with an ankle problem. And if he does play, playing alongside LeBron in the starting unit, which is what we think he will do, how much does he touch the ball? What's his assists look like? What are his minutes like? What is his usage like? How does he fit in that sort of scenario where he isn't running that second unit? How much time does he get to run his own unit as well? And I probably should hit the giggity button for that one.
Giggity!
That's going to be intriguing to watch. I want to know for the Clippers side of things, Marcus Morris. He's missed games in the preseason with a knee injury. How much is he going to play? Is he going to play at all? I think he's more of a 14-team league fantasy player, and he was shit house for the Clippers in the regular season, but he was pretty good in the playoffs. So he's going to be one to monitor. Does he have back-end 12-team league value? I want to check the Serge Ibaka, Ivica Zubats minutes, how that's distributed. Is it going to be 28 and 20? Are they going to play together at times? And I think if Morris is out, we might see some Ibaka Zubats combinations. If Zubats is playing 20 minutes a night, he's tough to roster. If he can get to 23 minutes a night, then he does push himself into standard league discussions. And then on the other side, a guy against his former team, Montrezl Harrell, the table. Marc Gasol is going to start, but how much is Harrell going to play? Are they going to give Gasol a JaVale McGee 18-minute start? Are they going to play any Anthony Davis at center at all? Will Harrell play 26 minutes? Will he play 29 minutes? That's going to be intriguing, because if he comes out and Gasol plays 23 and Harrell plays 25, it might be really hard to actually hold on to Harrell in 12-teamers and definitely in 10-team leagues. So I want to see how that minutes distribution looks between Harrell and Gasol and how much Anthony Davis at center we actually get. Let me know what you think about this new series of videos, the what to watch for videos. Tomorrow's is going to be bigger. We're going to have 13 games to discuss, but this is just something I think could bring a little bit extra to the channel. Leave a like if you liked it. Thumbs up. Leave a comment below. Tell me what sort of things you want to see in this type of video. And if you've got any other ideas for a little series of videos that I might do, please drop that in the comment down below as well. Guys, subscribe. You know how to subscribe. Hit that button. Hit the bell. Give it a thumbs up. All that great stuff, guys. See you later. We are done here.